Hi guys, Emma from Yellow Brick Roads here, helping you build your confidence whilst I am building my own. I hope you've all had a lovely day. I just wanted to share something with you today, something that I have struggled with this week, and it is around our thinking and how sometimes our bad thoughts creep in. And we just can't banish them and we can't get rid of them. And there's a couple of things that I have tried to focus on this week because of my negative thinking that has helped. So I want to share that with you. Hi Sarah, hi Roger. So basically this week I've had to sit myself down, have a really good chat with myself, and give myself a good talking to because we've been away in Cornwall. We went away to Cornwall last week. We bought a camper van. About 3 or 4 weeks ago, and we said that when we moved down here we wanted to take the kids out in the camper van, explore the area, explore Devon, go to Cornwall, just have a lovely time travelling around. So we had a few days of not having anyone visiting us and we decided to go for it. So we've packed ourselves up, gone off in the camper van, headed down to Cornwall, and it was lovely. We had everything planned. I had in my mind that it was all going to be perfect. We were going to do all these different things. And as lovely as it was, my youngest, who's only 2, developed a cough. So she started with this little cough. It was just initially just a little tickly cough. And then it sort of went on from there. And basically, she was awake every single night that we were down there. She was coughing her guts up. She was being sick. So we've taken her to the out-of-hours doctors. So we had very little sleep. And what I started to realise was that the lack of sleep and the lack of feeling quite low has made me feel pretty rubbish. And when it comes to my thinking and trying to think positively, it wasn't doing, I just wasn't. So the other night, we got back on Saturday night, I think it was. We went to bed Saturday night and she was in such a bad way, bless her. She was coughing so much and it went on for like a good sort of 30, 40 minutes where she just couldn't catch her breath. And I was panicking to the point I'm literally saying to Matt, "Oh, tell me she's going to be all right. Tell me she's going to be all right." And there's nothing, nothing's going to happen to her. She's not going to die or anything like that. Now, in the grand scheme of things, she's got a cough. It turns out we think it's whooping cough, but regardless, there's a lot of children out there that are very, very sick, a lot more sick than what Ruby is, and their parents are having to deal with that every single day. I think over time, when you have got sick children, I don't know how, but you must develop some kind of sort of resilience to it where it just becomes part of your everyday life. But regardless, when you're confronted with that kind of thing, the negative thoughts creep in. And once they start coming in and they start overtaking, it's really, really hard to focus on, the better things in life. And the fact that, if you I believe that what you focus on, you sort of attract. I'm going to talk about that in a minute, but it's very hard to do that when you're in such a bad place. So I'm going to refer to my notes before I go off. So in my particular circumstance that I'm talking about, nothing hugely has changed. Yes, Ruby's unwell. She's got a bit of a cough, and I know in different circumstances that can be more so, but nothing hugely has changed apart from the fact that I've had lack of sleep, and through having lack of sleep, my thinking has gone to pot. Now, I know for me, I'm not saying for everybody, but for the majority and for me, if your diet isn't very good, if you're not getting very much exercise, certain drugs, medications, alcohol, they can all have a effect on our... So lack of sleep, all do the same thing. So serotonin levels start to drop and we start to feel rubbish when we're not feeling very good, So I put here, your body has an amazing way of making you feel happy or sad, depending on your state of mind and your thoughts. So depending on your thoughts and your state of mind and what you're thinking, your body releases either happy or sad chemicals. When we are feeling in a bad mood and our thoughts are negative, chemicals are released that make you feel bad. They make you feel angry, they make you feel anxious, they make you feel panicked, which is exactly what I was feeling the other night. And I get that feeling in my stomach where I start to feel sick and I can feel it rising, and then it goes into my throat and I start talking and my voice starts to break, and then I just lose it really. And we all go through that. One of the key things that I was telling myself, and I have been telling myself over the last couple of days, is the fact that I shouldn't expect things to be perfect, because the more we expect things, well, nothing is perfect, and don't expect things to be perfect. You need to be realistic. Now, the fact that we're going away with 3 kids, anything can happen, really. I shouldn't be thinking, oh, it's all going to work out perfectly, because then when it doesn't, you feel peed off about it. You're upset about it. But actually, the fact is, we've had a few days away. Yes, we've had a bit of lack of sleep, but that's it. Don't expect it to be perfect. Things don't always go to plan. So that's one of the things I keep telling myself, and I have been over the last couple of days. And the other one is to have the right attitude, because your attitude is your choice. How you decide to act and how you decide to be and how you decide to think is your choice. And thinking as positively as you can, dependent on your situation, is going to make a massive difference to what comes about. I do believe that you do attract what you focus on. So you try to get into the right habit of focusing on the right stuff, and focusing on the good stuff rather than the negative stuff. I think people that always tend to focus on the negative, that's all that seems to happen to them, is the shit, is the crap. Whereas if you're focusing on it, that's what's showing up all the time. And there's proof of that. And I'm going to finish off with this. I'm going to read this out so I don't get this wrong. But the human mind, I Googled this earlier on. The human mind is the most powerful computer in the world. I spoke about this before. Every single day, and this is just mind-blowing, every single day it processes upwards of 60,000 thoughts. Every single day, 60,000 thoughts. And they control millions of separate functions that are happening in your body. So that is madness when you think about it. Your thoughts are controlling the functions that are happening within your body. And while it's tasked with a lot to do, it also knows how to prioritize and categorize what you really want. So if you're constantly focusing on the crap and on the negative, that is what it's going to categorize, and that is what you're going to feel, and that is what is going to show up. So when I'm having a panic and I'm thinking she can't breathe and she's going to pass out and all hell's going to break loose, I'm focusing on that. And Matt said to me the other night, he said, just breathe, take a few deep breaths. You're stressed, she's going to be stressed. Try and be as calm as you possibly can be. And, you know, it will come down. And when I was like that, it made a difference. Now, I'm only sharing that with you because, if ever you're, which I'm sure people are, you all are, we all are, faced with something that leads us to that feeling of panic and frustration and upset and anger and fear. And if you can try and shift it and focus on the positive and focus on actually it's going to be okay, rather than, oh my God, it's not going to be okay and everything's going to go wrong, it will make a difference. So I hope that has added some value to you guys. I'm going to go in. I think Matt might even be watching me, and I think you're meant to be indoors making dinner. But I will be back next week. Good to speak to you guys, and I will catch up soon. Take care. Have a good evening. Bye.